So you have a legal dispute. Whether the dispute is about business, insurance, contracts, employment, or personal injury, the litigation process is long and tedious. You can't expect to file a lawsuit and then immediately get money or a favorable settlement the next day. Litigation typically takes at least 1 year to resolve, but oftentimes longer. The following timeline will show you what happens when you file a lawsuit and approximately how long each step takes. Okay, so let's say that you get into a car accident on January 1st. After a few days, you file a claim with your auto insurer because you sustained injuries in the accident. The insurance company waits a week and then denies your claim, stating that you didn't have coverage. You disagree because you paid all of your premiums and qualify for coverage. You are now in the midst of a legal dispute. Now, after several weeks of fighting with the insurance company, nothing has been solved, and you decide, I need to file a lawsuit. Once your lawyer has filed suit, your case will be assigned a judge and case number. You'll then have 90 days to serve the defendant with a lawsuit. Let's say you serve the defendant with your lawsuit sometime before the deadline to serve. The defendant will then get 21 days to file an answer to your lawsuit. Within 21 days or 28 days, depending on how you serve, the defendant must file the answer. Once this is done, the court will then set a scheduling order that gives you between 3 to 6 months to complete discovery or the parties' respective investigations. Approximately 3 months after the lawsuit is filed, the parties will send out interrogatories or questions about the case. The parties will also request documents pertaining to the case. Answers to the interrogatories and the documents are due within 28 days. Around this time, depositions are conducted. A deposition is essentially a question and answer session with lawyers. The lawyer for the opposing party will ask questions of a witness or a party about the case, and the session will be recorded by a court reporter. If the case is moving along without any significant issues, depositions will finish around 5 to 6 months after the lawsuit is filed. Now, approximately 8 or 9 months after the lawsuit, case evaluation will be held. Case evaluation, sometimes called mediation, is a process in Michigan where a panel of 3 experienced attorneys try to determine the appropriate value of a case and recommend a settlement amount. Prior to case evaluation, the parties will submit detailed summaries of their arguments to the panel. Then, at the case evaluation hearing, the lawyers for the parties argue the merits of their case. The case evaluation panel will then determine an award that they feel is appropriate based on the summaries and arguments. Within 28 days, the parties have to either accept or reject the case evaluation award. If both parties accept, the case is settled for the amount recommended by the case evaluation panel. If one party rejects, then the case moves forward. 42 days after case evaluation, the court will set a settlement conference with the judge. At the settlement conference, the judge will try to talk to the parties to see if the case can be settled without having to go to trial. If the judge cannot settle the case, she may require the parties to facilitate the case. Facilitation is essentially a settlement conference that's conducted out of court. If all attempts at resolution fail, the judge will finally set a trial date. Finally, approximately 1 year after the accident, a trial is set to have a jury to settle your dispute that started nearly 1 year ago. Civil trials can last from 1 day to several weeks, depending on the complexity of the case. Now, of course, this timeline is a gross oversimplification of the litigation process, and your lawsuit could take much longer. Oftentimes, the discovery period is extended by the judge. This could cause an extra 3 to 6 month delay in the case. Sometimes the judge's trial docket is so jam-packed that you won't be able to get a trial date until 6 months after the settlement conference or more. If the amount of your dispute is less than $25,000, you can file in district court and likely get a trial date within a few months because there is no mandatory discovery or case evaluation in district court. So, the moral of the story is that it is very hard to determine how long your case will take to settle or go to trial. But the timeline you just watched will at least help you understand what's going on and hopefully put your mind at ease when going through the litigation process. If you have any questions or want a consultation with the Seva Law Firm, please visit our website at www.sevafirm.com or call 248-385-5704. At the Seva Law Firm, every case, every client, and every question is important.